with unity, those people have no power over us, and they're going to try to divide us every which way possible. They're going to try to create chaos along the lines of division as much as possible, because that's their only way to get what they want. And so these people are the opposite of unifiers. And I think the people of the United States of America are tired of being divided. They are trying to instigate violence. And what we need to give them instead is unity between everybody. Okay. And by the way, unity is not everybody. Unity is 80% of people. There has to be unity amongst common sense Americans. There's going to be 20% of people who are going to side with them. But that unity and that non-compliance, that non-reactivity is going to be what helps us win. They're doing it. This is January. What do you think they're going to do for the next 9 months? What is up, guys? It's Andy Frisella, and this is the show for the realists. Say goodbye to the lies, the fakeness, and delusions of modern society, and welcome to reality, guys. Today we have Andy and DJ Cruise the Internet. And that's what we're going to do. That's what CTI stands for, Cruise the Internet. This is where we put topics on the screen. We speculate on what's true and what's not true. Then we talk about how we, the people, can be the solution to the problems going on in the world. Other times we have Q&AF. That's where you submit questions and we give you the answers. You can submit your question a couple different ways. The first way is,
guys, email those questions in to askandy@andyfrisella.com.
Or you go on YouTube and in the comments, you drop your question out in the comments. We'll pick some from there as well. Other times we have Real Talk. Real Talk's just 5 to 20 minutes of me giving you some real talk. Then we have Full Length. That's where somebody who comes in and sits on the show, we have an interesting conversation. And then we have 75 Hard Verses. That's where someone who has completed 75 Hard, who's taken their life from shit to shinola, comes on the show and tells you how to do it too. Now, you can get the 75 Hard program and the Full Live Hard program for free at episode 208. You can also buy the book on mental toughness, which is on my website, andyfrisella.com. It's currently sold out, but if you want to get it when it comes back in, you should order it now because we're flying through those books. By the way, thank you guys very much. We have this thing called the fee. You'll notice that I don't run ads on the show. I don't like to answer to people who try to tell me what I can and can't say, so I just don't fuck with them. So I have this thing. Please pay the fee. That means share the show. That means if you get value out of the show, if it makes you think, if it makes you laugh, it gives you new perspective, if it gives you tactical information to help you be better and win in life, please share it. All right? So don't be a hoe.
Share the show.
All right. What's up, man?
What's going on, bro?
Oh, not much.
Yeah, just looking at your guns you got. Do you have any plans for more tats coming up?
Dude, I've been talking to Eric, like my guy, Eric Marcinizin, back and forth, and we keep like making dates and then something happens or we just change it or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I want to, but I just haven't done it.
Yeah. I
mean,
it's
hard to get a couple days.
Where do you put it though?
I don't know, man. We'll find out.
Because you're loaded right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about getting one on my wiener. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I was thinking about making like a little fat chick when it's like soft, and then when it gets hard, she's like hot.
It goes from like a 2 foot tall to like a 6 foot tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be a good tattoo. I listen. Listen.
What the fuck?
I wouldn't really do that.
I would do like a measuring tape.
Yeah, it'd be like all 3. You get 3?
Huh?
You get all the way to 3?
No, like yeah. That's what I'm just saying.
Yeah, 3.
I get creative.
1, 2, 3. All right, man. We got a show or what we got? We got to f around all day. Hey, man, I got time to f around with you guys.
Let's do both.
All right,
let's do both.
I can do that.
Guys, let's get into these headlines. Headline number 1. Andy, you ever been to a black church?
I don't think so.
Oh, good.
Why?
Because you need about 6 hours, bro.
Oh, well,
bro,
that's like long. a true Catholic
No,
mass,
bro,
dude.
Listen. I remember growing up, bro, I took a nap.
Yeah, but bro, you guys got cool music and like everybody's dancing and clapping on beat and shit. You go to white church and nobody knows what the to do. Everybody's awkward.
Yeah, but y'all are in and out in like an hour, bro.
Yeah, that's because we can't take it anymore.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, everybody's awkward as They make you turn around and talk to people that you don't know and they're weird. Like, bro, it's weird.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, bro. Black church is about 8 hours.
It's probably fun the whole time.
Bro, I remember going to black church, man. I took a nap once for like 3 hours. I woke up, it was still going on.
Shut the fuck up.
I swear to God. I swear to God. Bro, we had like intermissions. You know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers went out to the food court and shit, came back in and went right back into it, man.
Well, hey, man.
Well, Biden's at Black Church today. I thought that was interesting. Biden will visit church where black people were killed to lay out election stakes and perils of hate. He's right back at it.
Yeah.
Right back at it. So President Joe Biden.
Throw that race card.
Oh, he's on it hard.
He's out there dealing.
It kind of backfired on him, though. President Joe Biden wants Americans to grasp the extraordinary stakes of this year's presidential elections as he sees them. As part of that effort, he's revisiting some of the nation's worst traumas to highlight what can happen when hate is allowed to fester. On Monday, Biden heads to Charleston, South Carolina, to Mother Emanuel AME Church, the site of a 2015 racist massacre in which 9 black churchgoers were shot to death during Bible study. Now, hold on, Andy. Who was president in 2015?
I believe that was Barry. What's his name?
Hussein.
Barry Hussein.
Yeah. It wasn't Trump, though.
Osama Obama.
Right. It wasn't Trump.
No.
In 2015, right? Okay. Just making sure. The event comes after a blunt speech by the Democratic president on the eve of the anniversary of the J6 2021 riot at the U.S. Capitol, in which he excoriated former President Donald Trump for, quote-unquote, glorifying rather than condemning political violence. AP News continues saying, it's a grim way to kick off a presidential campaign, particularly for a man known for his unfailing optimism and belief that American achievements are limitless. But his campaign advisors and aides say it's necessary to lay out the stakes in unequivocal terms, particularly after a few years without the cultural saturation of Trump's words and actions. And it's an effort to set up the contrast they hope will be paramount to voters in 2024. But yeah, so he goes there.
Yeah, except they ain't buying it.
No, they're not. And but yeah, he calls Trump a loser, a quote unquote loser. Slams him for his actions after the 2020 election, saying, quote, losers are taught to concede when they lose. He's a loser. But right before that, he gets heckled by some pro-Palestinian protesters. Here's the clip.
Without the truth, there's no light. Without light, there's no path from this darkness.
If you really care about the lives lost here, then you should honor the lives lost and call for a ceasefire in Palestine.
Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now!
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
I love the way, I love the faces on like the black people around them. Do you look at him, wait. Oh my heavens. Look at her.
Bro, she's straight up like, you better shut the fuck up right now.
She's about to take that fan and swat the shit
Yeah.
out of him.
She's about to whoop ass. You need to not worry about ceasefire. You need to worry about that lady.
Yeah,
that lady's
man.
pissed.
She hot. But here's the thing.
Dude, look at that face, bro. She is pissed off. Yeah, she's about to smack somebody.
She's about to smack the shit out of him.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. So Newsweek, who's typically a pretty left-leaning outlet, you know, Biden's trying all the race cards and all of that, but Newsweek just comes out with this new article. Headline reads, Donald Trump poised to win more black votes than any Republican in history. Shocking. And they're expecting anywhere from 14 to 30% of the black vote. I think it's like 60%.
It's a shame that it's even that low.
Yeah.
Based upon race. Like, it's insane, dude. It shows a collective thinking and group think amongst a racial dynamic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
we don't vote, man.
Hold on.
That's the problem.
You couldn't go to any other dynamic and say this percentage of this race votes and have to be like 80% of the 90% of the race.
Right.
Like, black people got to wake the up, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you got to understand that if you continue to vote the way you voted, you're going to continue to get what you're getting. And what you're getting isn't fair. And everybody agrees with that. But the reality is if you want to change it, you're going to have to change your perspective, which starts with understanding true history of these parties. The Democrat Party has done every single racist thing that this country has ever been founded, ever happened in this country. Every single one.
They're responsible for all of it.
Yeah, the big things. the slavery, the anti-civil rights, all the segregation, all of these things come from Democrats.
Oh, but Andy,
the party that freed the slaves was called the Radical Republicans. Okay? Like, holy shit, dude. Like, at what point in time can we get everybody to understand, hey, we probably shouldn't keep doing the same thing because it's f***ing our shit up. We should probably think about why this is happening. And the reason it's happening, which I've said 4 million times, is you vote based upon shit that they tell you and the shit your friends say, which your friends don't know shit, okay? And they come in and they say, the white man's the source of your problems. Republicans are the source of your problems. We're going to fix your shit. Vote for us and we'll fix it. Change. Hope. Right? But what happens every time? More and more bad shit.
Oh, it changes, all right.
Yeah, for the worse. You know? But, dude, like, what is this with, like, what is this?
Yeah. I mean, I think at its core, bro, it's true psychological warfare. It's psychological manipulation. It's been going on for hundreds of years.
It's abuse.
It's what it is.
It's psychological abuse.
Yeah.
Dude.
They've trained the dog to not bite the hand that quote-unquote feeds it. And it's a sad, up relationship.
Dude, it's annoying as fuck.
Yeah, to the point where, I mean, and it's not so common, it's common like now, but I mean, bro, even 3 years ago, look back 3-4 years ago, bro, like, they were so trained at the point where anybody any black person that would try to speak out on that, they would have attacked.
They still do that.
You know,
they try to do it. It doesn't work
now. Yeah, not as much now. But I mean, bro, 3-4 years ago, shit was hot. You know, like that's how deep that psychological manipulation rolls, bro.
I don't know, man. Like, at some point, you got to be able to look at your current situation, look at the history of what, you know,
walk the timeline back.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
and like be like, these people have just us up worse and worse and worse, and now they're trying to replace us because we're waking up that they've been fucking us up.
Exactly. It's
like, bro, 100% of black people should vote against Joe Biden. Whatever they decide to vote, it should be against him.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. 100%.
Do
it shouldn't be
do to Trump.
14% or 30%. It should be 100% because those motherfuckers have zero interest in building the black communities or black culture or any of the shit that black people give a fuck about, which from my perspective, from what I've heard from the black people that I know and talk to that listen to the show, bro, they just want to be treated like normal Americans, bro. They want opportunity. They don't want their schools to look like shit. They don't want war zones for neighborhoods. They want to be treated like a normal community. They want police in there cracking down on crime. Like, dude, this whole like social justice warrior and I'm going to be offended for you bullshit, that comes from fucking rich white people, bro, that vote Democrat.
Yeah.
Like,
it's fucked up. Like, it don't matter the color, man. Like, and here's something that's like not being reported right now because I got a follow-up thing I want to get into, but right outside of Chicago, it's a little suburb called Harvey, Illinois, and this is like, it's starting to circulate in some places, but this black mayor, right, is basically created his own little dictatorship, bro. Like, he shut down and makes all the businesses, no matter what you are, what you do, shut down at like midnight. But this motherfucker they have like these apartment complexes. He literally just boarded people inside of their homes to condemn the entire complex. And nobody's talking about it. Now, if that was
was he Democrat?
Yeah, black Democrat. Don't fit the narrative, so you can't talk about it. But that's going on right now. Just crazy stuff, man. But
look, bro, for us to fix what's going on in this country, people have to stop looking at it as like black people, white people, Indian people, like all this artificial identity politics, racial divide. This is the reason they get what they want. This is why everybody gets fucked over. Yep. And dude, we can't have unity amongst Americans without the black communities waking up. Yep. That is a big problem. A big problem is the black community holding out for these Democrats because, bro, you've been voting Democrat for 50 years. What's happened?
Nothing.
What's happened?
They still got you complaining.
It's not nothing, bro. It's gotten way worse.
Yeah.
It's gotten way worse, dude. Fathers have been removed from the household intentionally. Crime has been allowed to fester intentionally. Money is filtered out of these communities intentionally, stolen intentionally. So much so that these black communities, these inner city urban communities, when people do this, they're just like, well, that's what they do. Yeah, you quit voting for them. Holy shit, man. Like, bro, we have to wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
This is not black and white shit. This is Americans versus a bunch of tyrants, dude.
Yep. It's good and evil, man. It's good and evil. But I was coming across this article I thought was very, 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 very interesting. I want to get your thoughts on it as we wrap up headline number 1. This report comes out from J.P. Morgan, okay? And we'll make sure we link this stuff for you guys. But it's titled Pillow Talk, okay? Now, it's like a 40-plus page document, right? Here's a table of contents. But the interesting piece in this article is you got that last little table of content on page 39. It's titled Top 10 Surprises for 2024 in honor of Byron Ween. But yeah, so this was written by this guy. He's one of the top analysts for J.P. Morgan, but he wrote this out, Top 10 Surprises for 2024. And I just want to go through a couple. And this is kind of like his foreshadowing of what's happening in his opinion with all the data and everything. So number 1, he's saying that the U.S. dollar is going to remain stable, right? Okay. All right, cool. He says the DOJ, the FTC, is going to win a big antitrust case against against like all the big Google and Amazon, Meta, T-Mobile, right? All of that good stuff. That's cool. His third prediction, though, this is interesting. Prediction number 3 says President Biden withdraws sometime between Super Tuesday and the November election, citing health reasons. Biden passes the torch to a replacement candidate named by the Democratic National Committee. It's interesting.
Yeah. Who's been saying that for years?
Very, very interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be Michelle Obama.
You know,
why do you think Michelle Obama's out doing all these podcasts,
all
and
these
shit
press
right now?
releases, all these, yeah, man, it's rolling in,
and they're going to try to play some gigantic racial divide in some around summertime again.
It's what it's looking like, man.
Yeah.
He also predicts that there's going to be this massive boycott of EV vehicles. He's starting to see that. He's saying the driverless car backlash is coming. Saying in the few places where full level 5 autonomous cars are being tested in real world conditions, they have blocked ambulances on their way to the hospital, hampered other emergency responders, caused accidents, increased congestions, and run over pedestrians. Basically saying that, you know, there's going to be a massive public boycott of these EV vehicles coming sometime this year. Lays out some stuff for Argentina. Says the Russian-Ukraine war is going to keep going on, but no ceasefire. All the way through 2024. Here's another interesting prediction. If you go to number 9, he says due to retirement of dispatchable power generation and underinvestment in pipelines, gas storage, and winterization, major U.S. cities will face electricity outages and/or natural gas outages, which are much worse. Predicting that we're going to have these rolling blackouts and power outages and natural gas outages. Very, very interesting stuff. Very, very interesting stuff. And his final prediction was that there's going to be this new COVID vaccine that you'll be able to inhale rather than taking a shot. Michael Cimbalast.
Yeah, he passed away, right?
No. This is the guy that wrote the article. Oh. He wrote the article in honor of Byron Wine, who passed away at the age of 90, who's been doing these like predictions every year. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just interesting stuff.
I'd say some of those are probably spot on.
Yeah.
You know, the consumer data shows that people are rejecting electric vehicles. A lot of the companies are reinvesting money back into traditional fossil fuel, gas, diesel engines. Consumers are pissed off about all of this promises of electric vehicle and these things that they don't do. We're reading story after story of people getting stranded all over the place. It's highly inconvenient. Nobody wants it. They fucking sound like shit. They look like shit.
People who drive
like
them look like shit.
Huh?
People who drive them look like shit.
Yeah. No, but really, dude, there is a consumer backlash of against all of these things, and you know that's real. I do believe that Joe Biden will try to somehow pass the torch with no primary, or they're trying to keep control from their voters, even the Democrats. Like,
you're going to vote for who we tell you
that's
to vote
right.
for.
It's not about who the Democrats want. Like, if Democrats, if they were allowed to have a primary, I think most Democrats would vote for somebody like RFK. Okay. But, they're not gonna. And that's why RFK running as an independent is interesting, because I believe that a lot of would-be Biden voters are going to vote for him. And nobody that's going to vote for Trump is going to vote for him. Trump people are fucking Trump people. So, and in terms of, how they're going to try to position Michelle Obama, I think it's going to be around some big racial divide. These people are known for, manifesting tragedy whenever they need one. You know what I mean? So
very convenient.
Yeah. So my prediction is, some sort of big potential, race division type thing throughout the year. I think they're going to try it over and over again. And I think we got to be smarter than that. White people, black people, everybody's got to realize they're on the same team. And they got to realize that with unity, those people have no power over us. And they're going to try to divide us every which way possible. They're going to try to create chaos between along the lines of racial division as much as possible, because that's their only way to get what they want. And so these people are the opposite of unifiers. And I think the people of the United States of America are tired of being divided. I think if somebody were to come along and actually call for unity in the right way, that person would run away with everything. But I think there's a lot of truth to some of these predictions that he's making, in my opinion.
Yeah.
To say the dollar is going to continue to be strong and shit, that's bullshit. Okay. You have every other country in the world joining BRICS. All right. Like the dollar's in trouble. And I still stand by what I said a few weeks ago, which is I think they're intentionally going to hyperinflate the dollar while moving all of their personal assets into actual hard assets. And then when the digital currency is rolled out, they move them back into digital currency. And I mean, we could see that by the way they printed money the last few years and the way they continue to try to print money. So I think there's a lot of things that could be true, but I think there's a lot of things that are BS in this guy's report. But we're going to have to wait and see.
Yeah. Guys, tell us what you guys think. Jump down in the comments section. Let us know downtown. Let us know what you guys think.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have two things this year, man. We're going to have unity, and we're going to have noncompliance. Okay? Those are the two things that are going to create a situation where the people of America, Americans, come out on top in this situation. It's civil disobedience, which doesn't mean rioting. It means not reacting to their division tactics, not burning shit down, but also not complying to their bullshit rules they're going to try to put through. Okay? And then secondly, realizing that all of us are out here on the same team. White people, black people, Native Americans, Asians, anybody who's an American, we're on the same team, and these people are not on our team. And so we're going to have to be smarter than them. And if we fail to be smarter than them and we react every time they want us to react and we comply when they tell us to jump, we're going to lose. We get upset whenever they try to racially divide us or take something that happens in this country literally thousands of times a year and make it like it's its own big, huge tragedy, or they create some sort of racial tragedy. I mean, dude, look, they're going to do everything. This is my opinion. They're going to do everything they can to recreate the George Floyd situation again. And people are going to have to be smart enough not to buy into it. Otherwise, bro, it could cost us everything forever.
Yeah.
So we need unity and we need noncompliance. And that's the answer. People keep saying, what do we do? What do we do? We work on being the best version of ourselves. We set the standard. We set the example for everybody to be. And then when they tell us to be scared, we don't be scared. When they tell us to jump, we don't jump. When they tell us to do this or comply to this, we say, fuck you. And then we work together as people. And they won't have it. They lose all their power that way.
You got to be very loud about it.
Yeah. And until people figure that out, bro, they're going to continue to have power over us.
Yeah. That's real shit, man. Guys, let's know down in the comments what you guys think about this headline. And with that being said, let's keep this cruise moving. Let's head to the comments section. Cruise the comments. This comment comes from at Keystone Plumber. Says, Plumber here. When we hanging?
Probably not anytime soon, bro. I mean, real talk. I mean, I would rather hang with you than those guys.
Yeah, well, you got a little, not heat on it, but you got a little clapback too. This guy says, Michael Messmer, 3568. He says, "How about electricians, Andy?"
Man, I come from a family of electricians.
I feel like you gotta hang with him. Yeah,
I hang with you.
He said,
the plumber guy.
Would you hang out with us? We are the original Florida man.
I would.
It just made me think of this.
Yes. I'm here to fix your sink. And by fix, I mean sex and sink. What? I can't even understand that.
Yeah, read it.
I'm here to fix your sink. And by fix, I mean sex. And by sink, I mean vagina. Yeah, that's about right for electricians.
Modern
bro.
day plumbers, man.
Yeah, that's. I mean, they're more fun.
Yeah.
You guys are more fun than these stiff assholes. I'll hang with both of you guys. We'll smoke cigars and tell dirty jokes like we're supposed to.
Yeah. No cracks, though. Make sure your pants.
Yeah, pull your pants up. Wash your ass, too.
Well, guys, we appreciate you guys for being real ass fans.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for commenting down there. And make sure you guys are subscribed as well and hit that notification bell to get all the new updates for every show that comes out on Real AF. That being said, let's head to headline number 2. Headline number 2 reads, Defense Secretary Austin resumes duties. Was in an intensive care unit for days as public kept in the dark.
Ugh.
What's wrong with these guys, man?
I don't know.
It's like they want to be fired.
They're not going to get fired.
No, they won't. They
That
won't.
Sam guy that stole all those people's clothes did like 10 things before he finally got fired.
Yeah.
They're not going to get
Before
fired,
they had
bro.
to, yeah. Yeah, so Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin was in an intensive care unit for days, but is now recovering and resumed full duties last night, according to new reports. Austin was admitted to Walter Reed National Military Medical Center on Monday following complications with an elective medical procedure, Pentagon Press Secretary Major General Pat Ryder revealed in a statement Friday. The news was kept from the press for days due to, quote, medical and personal privacy issues. Ryder said, amid heightened tensions in the Middle East this week when a U.S. strike killed 4 members of the Iran-aligned Iraqi militia group in Baghdad and 2 suicide bombs in Iran left at least 103 people dead as Israel's bombardment of Gaza continues, says according to Politico Pentagon reporter Lara Seligman, Austin remained in hospital Saturday and resumed full duties last night. Quote, I don't have any updates to provide at this time in terms of when he'll be discharged, but we'll be sure to keep you and others updated.
The U.S. won't do anything about it because they got all this blackmail just like they have on the Epstein people on every motherfucker in power.
Mm-hmm.
Mossad does.
Yep.
So they won't say shit about it. That's why they all get up there and say, Israel's our greatest friend. They're our best friend. If they're our best friend, then why do they want to send all those refugees to us instead of taking them themselves?
Yeah, it's stupid, man. But yeah, so this guy, Lloyd Austin, man, he just up now. I tried to look into like elective surgeries, right?
He's probably getting his dick cut off.
Well, that isn't a
That's a popular thing with these people.
Listen, these are some
Cut
of the
off their
examples.
dicks.
There's bariatric surgery, hip replacement. That's an elective.
No, he's
Hernia,
getting his Peter cut off, bro.
a breast reduction.
He could have been getting that
He could have
too.
been getting a LASIK.
He's a fat dude. He could have been getting a breast reduction.
Gender confirmation surgeries. Those are elective.
Getting them titties worked on. Listen, dude, I'm done.
Yeah.
We're just going full blast.
I mean, listen, let it unleash.
I'm voting he got his dick cut off, and they didn't cut it all the way off, so he had to stay in the ER a
If
couple
he
extra
comes
days.
out as trans, bro, holy fuck!
I don't miss very often, bro.
I'm saying, man,
This is
that'd
can't
be like Nostradamus of the year.
motherfucker, this is don't miss information over here.
That's a fact.
All right.
That's a fact.
Now I'm speculating when I say that, but I'm just saying, would it surprise you? Would it surprise
No.
you if he had complications of getting his penis cut off,
No,
hanging around these people?
mm-mm.
Me neither.
No, it wouldn't surprise
Or
me.
how mentally how mentally abused do you have to be to get to a point where you cut off your penis?
Very,
Holy shit, man!
very.
Like I ain't saying I'm a perfect motherfucker, but there ain't never been a
problems.
listen, bro. I got my own problems.
But if everything
Hold
hits
on.
the fan, I'm
Listen,
keeping this.
that's right.
The last thing
I
you
got
know.
some serious problems in my life, dude. I've had some bad ones in my life. I
It ain't never that bad.
it ain't ever that bad, bro. Like it ain't ever. There's never been a time where I'm like, dude, you know,
Let's cut it off.
I think all my problems would get better if I cut off my dick. dude, let's just be real. How is your mind?
Do they just throw it away? Like, what happens to that? What happens to it?
They probably do some ritual or eat it or something, man.
Like, what happens to it, man? Like, where does it go?
It goes the same place all that money goes for these crypto assholes. It goes nowhere.
Here's Lloyd Austin's. He got a new delivery.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so he has no plans to resign.
Yeah.
From a quote from Major General Pat Ryder, quote, Secretary Austin has no plans to resign. So this guy leaves, doesn't fucking tell anybody. Andy, what would, like, okay, I feel like there's a practical application to this, okay? Because, like, you do need to, like, take in, like, okay, like if, Will. Right?
So if Will went to the hospital and got his dick cut off,
But didn't tell you.
but didn't tell me he was getting it cut
Like,
off.
bro, you got the new transformation challenge going on. Like, Will's needed in the office. He needs to be here. He doesn't tell you, doesn't say anything to anybody.
It just goes away.
And just goes. And
But then we find out that the reason why
Mhm.
was because he cut off his wiener.
Yeah.
What would I do?
What would you do?
I mean, what am I legally allowed to do?
I'm sorry, Will.
Yeah, that's a protected class. I can't do anything.
Yeah.
I don't, bro.
Yeah, it's fucked up,
Bro, I'm
man.
gonna tell you this. This is real shit. If my team here ran the White House, bro, we'd have a country.
Oh,
It'd be the best country in the world, bro. Streets would be clean.
Everybody
Everybody be
be
making
ripped.
money. Everybody be ripped. Everybody have big dicks. Like, it'd be amazing, dude. We driving Bugattis. What? Sounds good, doesn't it? Yeah. Vote for me.
Yeah. Sell it 2024. But yeah, apparently it was also this same time that Biden was on vacation. Now this is where, like, the true implications, the issues come into place on this, right?
Bro, I ain't playing, though. We really could run this shit.
No.
Way better than any of these other
Bro,
idiots.
we'll have our Tuesday.
Listen, dude, I could do
briefings.
better than Trump, too. That's real shit. I could do better than all these guys.
Well, you're still young enough to do it.
Yeah. With my team,
Yeah.
I could do it.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Bro, could you imagine Jason?
Could you imagine
Nobody
me
would
having
fuck
to deal
you.
with their team?
Oh, fuck. Mm-mm.
That dude comes walking in the White House with his fake fingernails and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would happen to this guy?
Oh, no. Mike Taylor. I gotta grab
Bro, we
Mike
would have to
Taylor. Who's the
YouTube.
fucking-
We would have to YouTube all of it. You guys elect me, motherfucker. It'll be full transparency, dude.
Ooh, 24
You'll know
hours.
exactly what's going on. I'll turn the White House into an Epstein mansion. You guys can just watch the rooms. We'll subscribe it. Listen,
Wait.
hold on, bro. Hold on. You got a camera and microphone in every room. We'll open up a subscription service.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do it on OnlyFans. We'll become the listen.
Wait, bro.
Listen, bro. We'll become the richest OnlyFans creator of all time in one day.
Man.
I was thinking about putting MFCEO on OnlyFans.
Were you really?
Yeah, dude, and charging and being, dude, I'd be the number one OnlyFans creator in one day, overnight. I put that in my bio, number one OnlyFans creator.
Bro, you'd have so many people so disappointed, bro. They click the link.
No way, dude.
Like, I don't want to get better.
Yeah. What better way to troll OnlyFans people than become the number one creator? Talk
Bro.
about personal development.
Man.
We should do it.
No, but like, so on this Lloyd Austin stuff, right? So here's the real implication. So you got Biden and Lloyd out, okay, for 4 to 6 days. Okay, first couple of days of this.
Listen, man, it's irrelevant. Here's why. Do you really think these are the people running the country?
No.
Do you really believe that those two old men who could barely function are running the country in any way, shape, or form? Honestly.
Just figureheads.
Hold on, dude. Real talk. Let us know in the comments. Do you really believe that these old, senile people are calling the shots in this country? Or do you believe that someone else is pulling the strings? Because I don't believe they're calling the shots. That's my opinion. I don't think it matters if he's in intensive care for 4 days or 100 days or 1,000 days. I don't think it matters because they're not calling the shots. Look at Biden's head, bro. Look at that side profile of his head. His brain has already gone away.
It's applesauce.
His head, yes, his head is shrinking on the back. There's no back of his head.
Oh, man.
Like, that's not just weird head shape. That's like his brain's collapsed. What?
This is applesauce.
What the f*** are they even talking about, bro? What are they talking about? Like, imagine this conversation right here.
Okay, I'll be Austin. You'll be Biden. Mr. President.
Yes. Trump.
I have an elective surgery coming up.
Oh, good. No more dicks for you.
I think I might jump on this new thing.
No shit. It'll help our poll numbers. Cut your dick off. What better than have a black trans man in our
the first black trans
Yes.
man, first black trans.
Everything's first.
Yeah.
I'm the first. How about I'm the first motherfucker to get the job done? How about that? That's my slogan, dude. When I run for shit, I'm gonna be the first motherfucker to get the job done.
I love
That's
it.
my campaign slogan.
Approved.
Yes.
I love it.
But Frisella in 2028, first MFer to get the job done. How about that? We all like the first. How about that? That's a good first.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's trendy. I like it.
Bro, I don't think any of these other people, including Trump, are going to do what's required to fix this country. I really don't.
All the way through.
This is going to take a cultural revolution of good-hearted, patriotic Americans becoming the bad motherfuckers they've always supposed to have been.
Yeah.
And then electing a leader from that group who
Is
epitomizes.
representative of
Yes,
that. Yeah.
that's what it's going to take. It's going to these old, disgusting, elderly, rich, out of touch, corrupt people are not going to fix it, dude.
No.
We better hope that it ain't Biden and that it is Trump, so we can survive another 4 years. But after that, bro, it's going to have to come from a pool of patriots.
Real shit, man. Guys, jump in on this conversation. Let us know down in the comments what you guys think.
Yeah, I really want to know, guys. I really do.
Who's pulling the string?
Yes. Do you believe that these guys are calling the shots? Like, do you believe that by him being in intensive care, we're in somehow a more vulnerable position? How could we be more vulnerable? Our weapons are in Europe. Our strategic oil is low. We have millions of invaders coming across the border. We have ultimate division in the streets. We have crime at unprecedented rates. We have ridiculous amounts of inflation. We have more money printed in the last 3 years than has been printed almost in the whole history of the United States. Like, what the do you mean vulnerable? Like, this one guy in the hospital because his dick got infected somehow makes us more vulnerable? You're crazy, dude. We're already on a platter to be conquered.
Yeah.
We're already there, dude.
You should have said his clit got infected.
Well, that could be true too. Who knows, dude? I just can't imagine being. I just can't imagine it.
Yeah.
I can't imagine my life being so fucking fucked up. Like, I'd blow my brains out before I cut off my dick. Like, for real, dude.
Most of them usually do.
Huh?
Most of them usually do.
Well, that's the truth. Yeah, that's a fucking statistical fact. It's like 46% of trans people. And then they say, oh, well, having the surgery is going to make shit better. Well, I don't know. Go ask the detransitioners that.
Well, look at that data because it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Dude, it doesn't get any better. And the problem is that these people who I have real empathy for, but not the activists. I don't have any empathy for the activists of this. I have empathy for the actual victims of this. These young people or these lonely people or these people who have never fit in, who have been conditioned to believe that they will fit in if they do this drastic thing, take hormones, change their genitalia, and all of a sudden they'll fit in. Bro, these people, for whatever reason, a lot of them are mentally ill, man, and they're not getting real treatment of any sort. A real treatment would be like, hey, dude, come here. Look, man, I know you're different. I know you're fucked up. I know that you feel alone, but here, let's work on trying to fix some of these things so that you can be more functional in the real world, bro. Like, we live in this crazy world now, this digital reality that isn't real, that people get completely wrapped up in, and they build their entire identity into this like phone and all of this shit, and it's not even real life, dude. It's fake shit. And dude, I don't know, man. Like, if you really care about people, like these people like to say they do, you know, the progressive left especially, they love to ride on the coattails of trans empathy. If you really cared about those people, bro, you would get them real treatment, not just say, hey, go get a surgery and it'll fix your whole life. That's what you do to people that you don't give a about. Like that, like think about this. Somebody comes to you with some real problems, all right? Real problems. Mm-hmm. And you're like, man, I don't know. I would just do this. Why are you saying it like that? Because you don't actually give a and they're annoying to you. They're annoying you. And this is what happens to these trans people. These trans people go to a therapist or they go to someone and they get seen 2 times and they're like, you know what? You should just look into having transition surgery. And they're not doing that because they care. They're doing that because it washes them of the responsibility of actually working with someone and actually having to care about someone. And then also they get financial bonuses for doing these surgeries. So like, dude, it's very lucrative. But like at the end of the day, you know, I sometimes people criticize me. They're like, you don't care about these people. No, actually, I care a lot about people in general, not these people or those people or white people or black people or gay people. I care about people. And if we are really going to care about people, this would include treatment for mental illness and making people realize that they have something wrong with their perception of reality and trying to correct it. Or if we have to, maybe institutionalizing them until they figure it out or until we can work with them and so they don't hurt themselves. But like just saying,
others or somebody else.
Yeah, bro. Like who's doing all the violence and all the shootings? See, dude, they try to pin this shit on the conservatives or right-wing people when in reality, bro, these left-wing Marxist communist in our school system and in the media are conditioning the young left people to be radical, violent people. Okay. And that's reality. The violence that's happening in society is not happening from conservatives. Conservatives are sitting on their hands, bro. Conservatives are regular people who don't identify with left or right, common sense people who also believe in America, who believe in 2A, and conservative people and Republicans and all the people left or to the right of center. They all have guns, dude. Lots of them. They own most of the guns. Mm-hmm. Those are not the people committing these crimes. And what's interesting to me is that that's not being identified, is that there's great restraint being shown and by the way, there needs to be. Okay?
Yeah, there has to be.
Hold on. There needs to be. I want to say this because people sometimes are like, dude, when are you going to get everybody organized? And look, dude, that's not what can, you have to understand. These people are waiting for a real violent insurrection, a real one, and that January 6th shit was just a warm-up for how they're going to behave. So if you were to recreate that scenario with actual guns, and let's say instead of 1 million people, it was 5 million people, their immediate reaction is going to be to unleash the military on those people, kill as many of them as possible because they're all in one spot, and then pull the rest out of society, pull them out of their homes, look at what they post, look at what they say, and put those people in camps or prison or get rid of them so that they don't have this problem anymore. So any dumb out there considering doing some sort of violent action, you should rethink it because they've already thought of it. They already understand that violence is a probability if they continue to push, and their response is going to be to remove those people from society, in prison, murder, kill, capture, whatever. They've already shown this. They have people sitting in solitary confinement with no trial for 4 years now. All right, 3 years now.
Well, that's why it was also so important for them to re-sign the surveillance state.
Yeah, but look, dude, this is their plan. I'm telling you, dude, I am strategically intelligent when it comes to big picture shit. That's why I'm able to see this stuff 2 years ahead of everybody else. That is the plan. They are trying to instigate violence, and what we need to give them instead is unwithable unity between everybody. Okay? And by the way, unity is not everybody. Unity is 80% of people. There's going to be 20% of people who are going to side with them. Mm-hmm. There has to be unity amongst common sense Americans. All right? And we're not going to get every single person, and that has to be understood. But that unity and that non-compliance, that non-reactivity is going to be what helps us win. This idea, this idea of organized violence and all this shit, dude, that'll ruin America forever, at least at this point in time. Now, I'm not saying there won't come a time for that. I'm not saying there's potentially not a time for that, but I'm telling you that between now and the election, they're trying to instigate that so that we are able to be abused and killed and captured and imprisoned without any sort of trial or anything to remove resistance for them to stay in power. That's what they're going to do. And it's going to be done. They're going to try to instigate it in a million different ways. They're already marching this old, disgusting piece of shit up here, running commercials, saying half the country is terrorists, man. They're doing it. This is January. What do you think they're going to do for the next 9 months? You know what I'm saying? They're going to, 10 months, they're going to run hard with that divisive message. And dude, as long as nobody complies and shows Because the minute someone shows and does those things, then they say, look, we told you. And then they hammer down. And by the way, they have all the resources right now. They have all the military. They have a bunch of compliant military members because they use COVID and the jab to wash out the military, to wash out the police, to transfer wealth from middle class to upper class, to impoverish people. They have intentionally weakened the nation as much as possible for them to maintain power and control their reality. And I think the final step to that is going to be to instigate some sort of quote unquote revolutionary violence, which we have to be smart enough to not fall into and not walk into their trap. Yeah. You know, in the meantime, dude, we build ourselves into the best versions of ourselves. We hold the standard in our culture, in our community. We revive America one person at a time on the street. And then hopefully we get in a situation where we get a chance in 2028 to put a real leader in this country. That's my opinion.
Real shit, man. Guys, let's go to our third and final headline. Headline number 3. Headline number 3 reads, sex tape shock. Jeffrey Epstein kept secret sex tapes of Prince Andrew, Richard Branson, and Bill Clinton, unsealed docs claim. Let's dive into this a little bit. This is an interesting little snippet that came up. So Prince Andrew, Richard Branson, and Bill Clinton were all secretly filmed having sex by Jeffrey Epstein, according to the latest batch of unsealed court docs. One of Epstein's victims, Sarah Ransom, claimed in the newly released files that the disgraced financier would film her quote-unquote friend having sex with each of the high-profile men. Benny Johnson on Twitter released a screenshot of that court record. We have it here in its entirety. And you can see in places as she talks about it.
First line, whilst he spanked his penis on her bottom. Can't spank a penis if you cut it off.
Yeah, that's true. That is a classic move, though.
But that's not, you don't call it penis spanking.
Yeah.
What do you call that?
I call it knocking on the door.
Oh, fuck.
It's me.
All right. It's me.
It's me. Coming through the back door? Back door, front door.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so it reads, when my friend had sexual intercourse with Clinton, Prince Andrew, and Richard Branson, sex tapes were in fact filmed on each separate occasion by Jeffrey. Thank God she managed to get a hold of some footage of the filmed sex tapes, which clearly identify the faces of Clinton, Prince Andrew, and Branson having sexual intercourse with her. Frustratingly enough, Epstein was not seen in any of the footage, but he was clever like that. After 2 hours of trying to convince my friend to come forward with me, I eventually managed to persuade her to send some of the video footage, which she kept, implicating all 3 men mentioned above. I personally can confirm that I, with my own 2 eyes, seen the evidence of these sexual acts, which clearly identifies Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, Richard Branson having sexual intercourse with my friend. I will be more than willing to swear under oath and testify in court over these sex tapes. It will break your heart into a million tiny pieces, Maureen, when you watch this footage. And I know that what I watched yesterday will haunt me for the rest of my life. And she concludes, it says, unfortunately, I cannot send you the footage without her consent due to massive consequences to her safety, but I can confirm that I do have footage in my possession. I have bagged up all the footage on several USB sticks and have securely sent them to various different locations throughout Europe, with only one other person close to me knowing where their locations are, just in case anything happens to me before the footage is released. Now, the allegations, the article continues, comes as part of an ongoing document dump of legal files from Epstein victim Virginia Giuffre's 2015 defamation case against the pedo's alleged Madame Ghislaine Maxwell. The 17 unsealed files containing over 100 newly unsealed pages about Epstein's sex crimes and associates are the 4th batch since the first release last Wednesday. Now, Prince Andrew and Clinton have always strongly denied any allegations of wrongdoing over their relationship with Epstein. And in a new statement, Branson dubbed the newly seen claims as baseless. Now, Trump, who has not been accused of anything up until now, dubbed the new claims as simply false, because there's also an accusation of that coming out against Trump. Now, it should be noted and mentioned that all of this testimony, this specific letter, this has all been recused, essentially. The victim chose to self-redact and pull out and withdraw, and there has been no evidence of any of these tapes existing at all, and she recanted on all of her statements. But that doesn't stop. That doesn't stop certain people from spreading the misinformation. This headline reads, Mark Ruffalo gives tepid apology for sharing fake AI-generated Trump photos, blames Elon Musk. These
people blame everybody but themselves all the time.
But themselves, man. Left-wing actor Mark Ruffalo was caught this week sharing doctored AI-generated images of former President Donald Trump as a passenger headed to Jeffrey Epstein's Pedo Island. Days later, he admitted they were fake images, yet instead of taking full accountability for his gullibility, the Disney Marvel star blamed Elon Musk's ownership of Twitter X. So here's the original tweet that went out by Denise Wheeler. She tweets out, Trump headed to Epstein Island. 2 different flights, 2 different groups of little girls, not his daughters, not his nieces, not something Republicans even care about. He can rape, steal, try to overthrow the government. This is their American dream.
Bro, this chick should be in jail for what she's saying. Like, this is fake shit.
It's classic defamation.
That's correct.
Yeah, bare minimum.
Somebody made these images, probably her. Okay, go back. And she writes, he can rape, been debunked. Okay. You have this woman who's still, this rape trial still going on in New York. Do you know what she said the other day? There was never any physical contact, but it still hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
It was verbal rape. Okay. This is, people don't understand this because they hate Trump so bad. Because, and by the way, I'm no Trump cult motherfucker. Like, there's a problem over there with a lot of the people who just are okay with everything he does. I'm not okay with everything he does, but he's the best choice right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Outside of what we have the opportunity to choose from. All right. Vivek's not going to get a shot. Nobody else can do it. All right. That's reality. It's going to be Trump. He's going to be the guy that we could potentially pick. And that's it. That's what it is. So these people are taking these cases of, you know, the rape allegations. They're misrepresenting that in the media heavily. Like, if the court system had any legitimacy to it whatsoever, Trump will be able to get like $50 billion for the lies that they've told about him.
Mm-hmm. And the damage is done.
Yeah, bro. You have this person here taking AI and posting it on Twitter like it's a fact. Okay, go back to what she said. Try to overthrow the government. That's already been debunked 1,000 different ways by anybody who has common sense, bro. So Rogan has Jim Gaffigan on, schooling him on January 6th, basically saying, and by the way, this Jim Gaffigan's a mega lib, okay? He hates Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And they have this interesting conversation. This is one of the reasons I like Joe so much, because he's so much better at this. Like, if that were me and this dude, I would just be destroying him.
You're a f***ing idiot.
I don't have the ability to like conversate how he does.
Man.
And so they're having this conversation, and he's like, the guy's like trying to make all these ridiculous points about J6 and all this shit. And Rogan's basically like saying, no, dude, like you would talk to one of your liberal friends, be like, hey, you know, bro, they had the FBI in the crowd, and he's starting to explain all these things. And like, dude, anybody who's like at the end of it, Gaffigan didn't know what to say because like it's being exposed in his head.
He only knows what's being told to him.
Correct, dude.
Yeah.
And then he comes out, I think last night, and roasts these people for being pedophiles in front of the TV. What you're going to see is rats starting to jump off the ship.
Yeah.
Are people not wanting to be associated with Hollywood, bro? Because they're realizing there's a lot of truth to this pedophile shit at the high level of quote unquote elitists in this country. And anyway, go back to the tweet. You got this woman saying he raped, been debunked. That's bullshit. Overthrow government, that's bullshit too. If Trump would have said, hey, come and bring your guns, bro, everybody would have went and brought their guns.
Mm-hmm.
Real talk. That would have happened. Okay? And he didn't do that. And in fact, he called for peace. The minute he thought that it was going to get out of control, he called for it. On top of that, he asked for 20,000 troops that Nancy Pelosi declined.
Exactly.
Okay? Like, we could go on and on and on. This idea that all these police officers were killed is a lie. This is a flat out lie. Okay? So these people, this Denise Wheeler here, is making these people are so biased, bro. And dude, here's the this is a big problem because there's a lot of people who are like think of all the people who hated Trump 4 years ago that don't anymore.
Yeah.
That you know and I know.
There's a lot of them.
A lot, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. And the reason that these people continue to pour on these lies is because they understand that the more they get people to hate Trump, the Trump delusion, or whatever they call it, derangement syndrome, is a real thing. Like when you form an opinion about someone and that opinion is very strong, it's very hard to be like, wait, the opposite of all that is actually true?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's a hard bridge to cross when you've already made up your mind. And so this person who's clearly making up total lies to the point of manufacturing images for people to look at has nothing to do with Trump. That is that is a subversive revolutionary act. Like that's total propaganda and a lie, and the media has participated in it, and that's why you have so many people that are like, well, yeah, Biden sucks, but Trump's not any better. Like, dude, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
What are you talking about? Why do you think that? And if you ask them why they think that, they will rattle off all of these things that have been debunked. They will start with Russia collusion. They will start, he hijacked it. Bro, no. He said there are good people on both sides of the Charlottesville. Go listen to the whole clip. You see what I'm saying? Like we go on and on and on, and every single point that these people make about him is invalid. Now, are there points to criticize him on? For sure. Are there like how he was about the vaccine is unacceptable to me. That's bullshit. Okay. And by the way, I do give him a little bit of grace there because the entire world was aimed at him. It was an election year. Every single media outlet told him that this shit was real. His main advisor, Fauci, was the perpetrator of this entire thing. He is telling them, looking them in the eye, saying, you better do this or they're going to die. Okay. So he didn't know, and all the people he had around him were telling him that this was real and people were going to die and we better do this. And so you have to understand there is other things than just saying, oh, he's a vaccine salesman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, there's other variables for sure.
Now, I wish he'd handled it differently, but he didn't.
Yeah.
And
like even now, knowing what it is, you could still come out and be like, all right, yeah, I f***ed up on that one.
I think I think that's where Trump's really missing the boat.
Yeah.
I think if Trump were to come out and say, look, all these people were saying all these things, the people I trusted, the people who I never thought in a million years, who would manufacture a pandemic? Who would do this? If I had my most trusted people that all came to me and they all looked me in the eye and said, bro, if you don't make this decision, these people are going to die. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, people don't take that into account. You know why people don't take that into any account? Is because they've never been in a leadership role.
No.
They've never led an organization. Hold on. Most people, the most leadership they've ever had is like leading a fast food chain. Okay? Like they worked up to assistant manager at McDonald's or some shit. When you lead a big organization, you cannot see the front line. You cannot see the left line or the right line or the line behind. You can't see shit. Okay? You're relying on all the people around you to tell you the truth. And the decisions that you make have real consequences. Okay? So I know this because I run a companies that employ over 1,000 people directly and thousands of people indirectly. All right? So I know what the this is about. And dude, if my people came to me and they looked me in the eye and they said, bro, if you don't do this, these motherfuckers are going to die. I'm doing it because I trust them.
Yep.
And that's what he's guilty of. He's guilty of trusting the wrong people. That's my take, knowing what I know from the life I've lived and the perspective I have. I think he made the wrong decision on a lot of those things. The country should have never been shut down. These things, he should have stood in the way of these things. But remember, had he stood in the way of these things, they would have continued to pump the data and pump the stats and run the death tracker, and people would have lost their motherfucking minds because they did anyway.
Yeah.
So, you have a lot of people because of people like Denise Wheeler here who are totally fucking brainwashed about a lot of the things this guy did. Now, if you're an educated person and, let's say you're not for him because of the vaccine shit, I will say, okay, that makes sense to me. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But like these,
don't give me no J6 bullcrap.
No, don't feed me this narrative shit. If there's reasons you don't like them, like for example, like a lot of people don't like them because, he takes money from these bigger companies that he says he's not going to take money from.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a fair argument.
But I mean, you could just look at these pictures and like, come on.
I mean, bro.
So he reshared it, right? So he retweeted it out. He says,
there's still more here.
Well, I wanted to read his tweet. He says, he tweeted out, Mark Ruffalo tweeted out, quote, gross. Hashtag MAGA wants to paint everyone on those flights as pedophiles except the one guy who smiles and a group of young girls all headed to Epstein's fantasy island with him. My bet is there are some decent Republicans left in America that may think that this is going too far.
Well, my bet is, do you now agree that your party's full of pedophiles, motherfucker, after you called him a pedophile and it shows that he's not true? So what does Mark Ruffalo think today?
Right.
Okay, so you had a big old Hulk boner over Donald Trump being a pedophile.
Right.
Okay, but now you find out that he's not. And you think that those people that are all gross, so now who do you stand with?
Mm-hmm. Now what?
You see what I'm saying?
I'll tell you this, though. I do have a whole different understanding of Virgin Mobile.
Well, here's the other thing, though. We got to be real about this. She recanted those accusations.
Right.
So, like, we can't sit here and say, that in this case, Clinton.
Well, Trump's good, but everybody else.
Yeah, correct.
No,
correct.
For sure, bro.
This witness is, until someone comes out and says, here is the evidence.
Here's the video.
This is the videos. This is what's up. I don't believe any of these people because I believe there's a lot of political motivation. I mean, dude, look, they could go pay people to say shit. Who knows what the they're doing? People could be terrified to tell the truth. There's so many things. Until the actual evidence comes out, we're not going to know. Because if we have a situation where, let's say all of them are getting exposed, of course they're going to try to flood Trump into it too.
Somehow, somewhere.
Yeah. And that's what we're starting to see. And so, like, dude, we don't know, but to be fair, we can't sit here and say, oh, well, she's lying just about Trump. Right. No, if she's lying about Trump, she's lying about all of them, most likely.
Exactly.
So,
well, I think that's the thing too, and like and since the time of this recording, there has been a very big push because here's what people don't understand: the FBI did raid that New York, that Manhattan townhouse that Epstein had. They raided it.
Yep.
They confiscated everything that was there.
Yeah, they got it, dude.
They have exactly all. They have all the proof.
Motherfucker, they had it while it was going on.
And here's this.
Hold on. They had it while it was going on.
No doubt. But here is my sense of proof. How I look at the situation. If Trump really was implicated in that shit would have been out. They would have been released that.
Of course.
So why aren't they releasing it then?
Well, do
you understand what I'm saying?
Hold on. Now that's another point that we could consider here. They might not be releasing it because it does implicate those guys, and there are tapes of that, and maybe there's not a tape of Trump.
That's what I'm saying. Like if Trump, they have those tapes, release it.
So maybe there are tapes of the other three and not Trump.
Release it.
Yeah, I do. Look, this is what I said last week. We have to have full disclosure for us to ever trust our government ever again.
Release it.
I'm talking about full disclosure. Yeah. I'm talking about who shot JFK, who planned it, who did it, why. I'm talking about everything. What happened with Nixon?
Black, like all of it.
Yeah, bro, all of it. It all needs to come out. We need to know where we stand. We need to know the truth because once we know the truth, then we can move forward from there. Mm-hmm. But these people take it upon themselves to be the gatekeepers of information and to be the gatekeepers of what we can and can't know. And dude, because of that, we don't believe anything. Mm-hmm. And that's how they want it. They want us to be totally confused. What's easier to control? Someone who walks into a room with the light on and you can see all the details, or someone who walks in a pitch black room and kind of like fumbles around. Yeah. Then you just go over to loudspeaker, say left, right. Like you could control them real easy when they don't know what the fuck's going on. And that's what we're dealing with here in society. We're dealing with people who understand that control starts with fear and lack of information. Mm-hmm. And the way that you create more fear is by reducing the amount of information they have access to. So,
that's what
and then dividing them along, racial lines.
What better way to get Trump out the race than to drop the actual evidence? That would end it. Because, bro, I'm not standing for Trump if he's involved with this shit.
No, I agree. Yeah.
It would end it.
Yeah.
So release it.
Yeah. Well, they would if they had it.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That's my point. That's all I'm saying.
They would throw those two other dudes under the bus.
To get him out.
Yeah, Bill Clinton's a idiot. These guys all think Bill Clinton's a moron.
Yeah.
They don't like Bill Clinton.
No.
They don't like Hillary Clinton either, but she's a tyrant with a lot of shit on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And they think Bill Clinton's like literally like the town idiot. They don't care about Richard Branson. They don't care about Prince Andrew. If they really had this on Trump, dude, they would put it out.
It would be like, bro, they would have put it out
because they would
months ago
sacrifice those 3 people in order to get him out of the race
to save their democracy.
No question.
That's just my take, man.
No,
That's
I think
how
you're
look at
right.
it, man. You know, so guys, tell us what you guys think. Jump down in the comments. Let us know what you guys' take is on this. So, with our third and final headline, it is time for our final segment of the show. As always, thumbs up or dumb as f. This is where we bring a headline in, we talk about it. It'll get one of those 2 options, and we got to talk about a flopper. You know what a flopper is, Andy?
I mean, I do. I doubt most people do.
We got to talk about it. Might not be talking about the same thing.
You probably don't know what one is.
He didn't know what the knock knock was.
That's not what I call it.
Wait, what do you call it?
Huh?
What do you call it?
I can't say. I can't say.
Hey man, self-censorship, that's a form of a weapon, bro.
Yep. And I'm using it effectively.
Our thumbs up or dumb as fuck headline reads, Eagles punter caught in mid-flop by Giants defender. This is just great. I think it's great. So this is a Yahoo Sports article reading. As any soccer player can tell you, the art of flopping is a delicate one. Flop too much and you just get laughed at. Flop too little and you won't draw the flag you're seeking. Worst of all, getting caught mid-flop. That's just cringeworthy for everyone involved. Philadelphia Eagles punter Braden Mann attempted to get a little theatrical on Sunday afternoon, and it was a wise idea, backed up almost at his own end zone. But you can't do a full-on flop if you can't hit the turf. And the Giants' Cam Brown made sure that Mann's act never hit Broadway. You can see Mann beginning the arm whirl when Brown first hits him. And if Brown hadn't grabbed Mann around the waist, this would have been a roughing the punter flag. But the official standing right at the goal line just looks on impassively, the flag remaining firmly unthrown. Philadelphia struggled mightily against the Giants in the first half, going down 24-0 and looking utterly unlike the team that had posted the 10-1 record.
Who the f writes these?
I don't know. So it's not
like,
just
bro,
me.
y'all don't even know how to f***ing write.
Yeah, it's difficult. So you guys think it's just me not being able to read?
No, it ain't. They're idiots.
You heard it
Utterly unlike. Like,
you heard it here first on Real AF.
yeah.
It's not just DJ's grammar. But yeah, here's the clip.
Punt. Braden Mann, he's getting rushed there.
Trying to flop.
It looks like he wants to do the flop.
Tries
Cam
again.
Brown, am I going to do it? Am I going to do it? What? Am I? Maybe?
Cam Brown's like, no.
That's pretty funny, dude.
Wait, watch it again.
That's pretty funny.
He's getting rushed there.
He did get hit.
Yeah,
It looks
he
like
did.
he wants to do the
He's trying to
flop.
flop.
Cam Brown, am I going to do it? Am I going to do
You know,
it?
if he hadn't tried to do that, they probably would have flagged
They
it.
would have flagged him,
Yeah. Because he did get hit.
He got hit pretty hard.
Yeah, but see, this is what happens when you act like an asshole.
Well, so look, I did some digging. All I'm saying is, Brayton, you kind of look like a guy that wants to flop. Like, he looks like he would want to flop, man. Like, look at this guy. He's flopping on you.
How is this guy in the NFL, man? Bro, how do you get your hair to look like that by wearing a helmet?
Bro, listen, all I know
Hold on,
is,
dude. Go back to the other one. Like, how do you get hair like that? I'm like, how do you do that with a helmet and shit?
Oh, bro, you're a fucking punter. You don't even, like,
You still gotta put a helmet on,
yeah, for 2 minutes out of a 2-hour game.
but your hair don't go back like that,
Yeah, I don't know, man.
bro. This is weird.
I know this.
First of all, that guy looks 10 years old. How old is
Even
this?
here, he looks like
This
fucking,
is slave labor potentially.
It's
It's child labor.
bro, that's the oldest, youngest man I've ever seen.
That's so weird.
Yeah. He looks like he's ruined a few Xbox controllers.
I got no comment. I don't know what this guy looks like. He could have done that, or he could be like a legit serial killer,
Oh, I see. Yeah.
like American Psycho stuff.
Mm,
I don't think you with this guy.
mm.
This guy cut off your dick without you wanting it.
He should have called LeBron for a little help.
Yeah,
LeBron knows how to flop.
yeah. But see, LeBron's a big dude, bro. Oh. That's a pretty good one.
Andy, what we got on this?
I say thumbs up to the official for not flagging it.
Yeah.
Not letting the sport get even more pussified than
that's real.
it already has become.
It's a good no call.
Yeah, I agree.
What we call there.
And for the season these guys have had, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Braden, stop flopping.
Yeah, bro. But tell me your secret to the hair. Dude, listen. Real talk, though. Okay, thumbs up to the officials here.
Mm-hmm.
First one I'll ever give you guys.
All right.
You guys suck. They fucking do, man. They think that everybody's watching these. Did you see that Detroit Lions game a few weeks ago where they ran that 2-point conversion and they got it called back?
They called it back, yeah.
When the motherfuckers went straight up to him and informed him that he was.
Yeah, I saw that.
Bro,
mm-hmm.
That was insane. It changed the outcome of the game.
100%.
Yeah.
They're not doing they're not going to be able to.
I know.
In
the playoffs.
They got punished.
Yeah, well, they should be fired.
Yeah.
Like, real talk, dude. Like, these people think they're the reason people watch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, people hate you guys because you suck. But, like, dude, real talk, getting back to this shit about what's going on. People have to realize, man, this isn't going to get better without unity. This isn't going to improve. They're trying to instigate violence. They're trying to instigate division. The only solution for us to fixing what's going on this year is going to be like unity and legit noncompliance. Like whatever shit they come through or whatever they tell us or however they try to divide us, we can't emotionally react. We can't start these, movements on the internet and all this shit for the next thing. They're going to try. The next thing is coming very soon. People got to be smarter, dude, or otherwise they're going to get what they want and they're going to maintain power. Yeah. So, I get a lot of you guys hitting me up or saying shit in the comments and stuff, talking about we need a leader to revolute. Look, dude, the revolution is within you. It's in your house. It's in your life. It's how you live. It's the standards you hold. It's the example you set. Right now, American men, for the most part, are a bunch of fat, donut-eating, lazy motherfuckers. Okay? We're not the bad motherfuckers that we used to be. All right? That's real talk for most of us. Okay? And when I say us, not because I'm that way, but because I'm part of us. And for us to improve and us to get better, it's going to take personal responsibility at an individual level, especially amongst the men in this country, to get their shit together. All right? That's the first step. If you set that standard for the next 4 years and we create this culture of what America should be through unity and the pursuit of excellence and holding higher standards and doing the right thing in community, then we put someone in there from
us,
from that culture.
Yeah.
Okay. And that culture can get so big, bro, because inherently that's what America was founded on. America's had the strongest culture of nationalism in the history of probably the last 1,000 or 2,000 years. People are fanatical about being American when America is right. And dude, we have to start living that. Like legitimately living it, legitimately being it, legitimately standing for it in our house, in our careers, in our life. And once that happens, then things will start to change. Okay? But this idea that a bunch of people are going to do violent, like, dude, you're going to up the whole thing for everybody, and you're going to end up dead or in jail for the rest of your life, and you're going to guarantee that they win.
Yeah.
So, like, unity, mass civil disobedience. Tell them no. Stand for what you believe. Do not do things that you don't believe in. And those two things will get us across the line in some way, shape, or form, in my opinion. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I say get loud, man. Like we talked about when we.
Yeah, that's another thing. You got to use your voice.
Use your voice. Speak the truth when you see BS. Like it's super important because like that's gonna be if you silence yourself. I mean, we talk about self-censorship and we talked about it plenty of times, but it's at a point now where you cannot allow bullshit to cross your face and you don't call it out for what it is.
Yeah,
it's impossible. I don't care what it is, whether you see it on Instagram, you see it on wherever in life, and like that's the real piece.
Yeah,
in public.
Yeah,
call it out, and it doesn't have to be this big. No,
dude, I got tagged in a story this weekend from a guy who was being cool, and it was a very nice thing for him to say. But he said, Andy's unapologetic nature of calling bullshit on all this stuff going on in the world is super inspiring, courageous, and impressive, or some other shit. And the thing that you guys got to understand is that it's not courage, it's necessity. Like, do you really think that I want to come on here after I've spent my whole entire life building companies and building myself from someone who was very poor to someone who's pretty well off? Don't you think I'd rather be enjoying those things? I don't do this because I care about social media or likes or clicks or shares or any of this shit. I do this because if we don't do this, what we're going, like he said, one of the things he said in the thing, with so much on the line to lose. Dude, you all have just as much to lose if I have, if not more, because I've already experienced the American dream and a lot of you haven't. You have a lot more to lose than me. And by staying silent, you're guaranteeing a loss. So like, we don't have a choice. There is no choice here. It's not about courage. It's about what actually has to be done. And people have to come to that understanding. If you don't speak up, we're going to lose. And we're not just going to lose an election. We're going to lose our way of life forever. And that means the American dream that you may or may not be pursuing is going to be non-existent, not just for you, which might be okay with you, but for your kids, for your grandchildren, for people that you care about who actually give a fuck about building something in this country. That's going to be gone. And dude, people have to start understanding this is not about courage. This is about, we don't have a choice. We don't have a choice but to use our voice. We don't have a choice but to stand up. We don't have a choice but to unify. And if we fail those things, America will cease to exist. And that's the truth. That's why I do this. That's why I speak out. That's why I say what I say. That's why a lot of other people do it too. A lot of other people do it because they've never had attention or success, and that's their way of success. But there is a core group of people that actually give a fuck about the future of this country. And if you're one of those people, a vote's not going to do it. You voting is not going to do it. You're going to have to live the standard. You're going to have to be what you believe an excellent American looks like. And you're going to have to live that day in and day out, which requires work, which is why so many people are so quick to defer responsibility onto an elected official or a Hollywood icon or some sort of other person. No, it's you. And unless you take that responsibility seriously, dude, this country's going to cease to exist. So quit thinking it's courage and start realizing it's lack of option. That's why I recognize this. If you guys have listened to the show for any amount of time, you know that I've been at least a year, probably 2 years ahead, 3 years ahead on everything I've said. And I'm telling you right now, the way I see this and the way I look at it, we don't have a choice to be quiet anymore. If we're quiet any longer, they're going to silence us forever and we won't be able to do shit. So people should think about that.
Yeah.
It's not about someone else fixing it. This is the thing they've sold everybody. They've sold everybody the idea that the white knight in shining armor, the big brother, the government can come in and fix your life. That's not reality. The government, no matter who, doesn't matter who's elected, is going to fix your actual life in your house. That's a you job. And because they've convinced everybody that it's some savior, everybody's deferring responsibility onto somebody else or blaming it on something else instead of saying, no, dude, I'm an American citizen. I have a standard to uphold. That's what being a citizen of this country is about. Lots of people have died for that. Lots of people have bled for that. Lots of people have sacrificed for that. And by me living less than what I'm supposed to live, I'm failing all of those sacrifices. And you may not care about those, but there's a lot of people that do. I'm one of them. And if you care about them too and you're not living the standard, you're full of shit. You're part of the problem.
Love it, man. Well, guys, Andy, that's all I got.
Don't be a hoe.
Share the show.